Yes, honey, would you look at that? This is how I make my hot wings. Let's make it. In the beginning of the video, I'm going to be showing you just how I cut them. And then we will proceed. Let's get started. The wing, as you can see, it's kind of V-shaped. So at this first joint, this is the tip, and this is what you want to cut off. That's mostly kind of grizzle. I don't use the tips. Then you're left with kind of this V shape. Then I just come down, I cut down into it. Sometimes I can miss it. Sometimes it'll go right through. See that? Sometimes you'll get a tough one. You'll get the knack of it if you've never done it. Boom. I just showed you how I cut them. Now I do want you to see, and yes, I did have gloves on. I took them off and forgot to put them back on because in real life, I don't use gloves. But if I'm handling camera equipment and stuff, I always try to use some gloves. But I did forget to put them on, so I'll go wash my hands if I need to. So anyway, I have the drumettes. These are the drumettes, the little fat round part, and this other part. And no, I'm not a chicken connoisseur, so yeah, whatever. All right. But what I do is I will go through, and I've done this already. Mine were frozen. Even if yours are fresh, they can get condensation all over them. So I am going to pat them dry, and I've already done that. I've already gone through, and I handled each one. I've patted them dry. Maybe a little moisture will keep coming up, but that's just natural, and that's going to happen. All right, next. Oh, and by the way, my oven's on 400. As always, my instructions will always be below in the description box. And please, if you don't mind, if you like this content, how about a little bit of like and subscribe, and if you really like, a little comment. Now, that wasn't even probably 2 teaspoons of oil. Now, I just do this. Now, you still want to pat them dry, okay? So don't skip that step. But this little bit of oil will help. Oh, I know something I want to show you. I called myself going over these. Seems like it's happening more and more. This used to never see this part. Now look, you see this? I don't think the camera's picking that up. Here, I'll move the paper towel. See that? That's where they didn't have a poorly feather or whatever they do. Pull the feather out, and you don't want that. So yes, I did. Maybe I missed 1 or 2, of course, but go through and examine them before you put the oil or anything on there. Anyway, look, I'm lightly tossing the oil on these wings. My recipe down below is for 3 pounds. I do have 4 pounds because that's what was in the package. Might be closer to 3 with some of those wings, but I don't think I had a pound of wing tips. Oh, by the way, I save all the wing tips. It's going in my chicken stock bag, okay? I always have one going in the freezer. When it gets filled up, I make some. All right, so you don't have to throw those away unless you're just not into making your own stock, which if you aren't into making it, you need to try, because you will never want that boxed stuff or canned stuff again. And yes, have I told you I'll pick your battles? Of course, I still use it once in a while, but not if I can help it. All right, I'm going to wash my hands and I'll be back. All righty, hands clean. Now, I'm just going to use my silicone spoon, and to help mix, I'll probably have to get my hand in there again, but look, 2 tablespoons baking powder, not soda, baking powder, you know, like Clabber Girl or whatever. All right, this is my seasoning. You can use whatever seasoning you want. This is my house seasoning, and I'll put somewhere I'll put a link. I've got a tablespoon, teaspoon of salt, and I know my pepper is too big of a grind, so I'm just dumping the pepper in. But I like to do this. It helps just kind of mix everything up with the baking powder. I do about half. I'm going to toss. A little awkward. This is not normal bowl. Okay. In real life, I use my hands, so guess what? Guess I'll have to wash them again. All right. Trying to be nice for y'all, but whatever. I'm just going to put the rest in since I'm using my hand anyway. That was a little pepper that was in the Hetty house seasoning that you saw me dump in there that didn't go through. All right. See, that I just put barely enough oil. They're not shiny. Do you notice that? I've got barely enough oil just to help make that seasoning stick. And you really want to go in here and work every piece, okay? You definitely want to go in. I know I said this, but just be sure that oven's on 400. All right, I think I'm good. All right, let me go get my cookie sheets and I'll be back. I'm sorry if I bumped the camera. All righty, as you can see, I've got my, I'm using my little copper top, whatever they call them, cookie sheets and the baskets that came with them. Looks like I sprayed the foil, but I actually sprayed the baskets. Some might still get stuck on, but if you soak them, it'll come off. All right, so here's my chicken. And I just, first of all, I just put it all out about halfway on each one. I'll arrange it. Let me show, I'm going to show you how I arrange them. All right. All right. Move him out of the way. Then I just spread them out in the beginning. All right. Then I start, littler pieces are going to go down the middle. Okay. And I try to have a little room. See, these are so small. And that one's pretty small. I've shown y'all this before. I always put my smaller pieces toward the middle. All right. Now, I might still have to rearrange this for sure after I get this side done. He's a big daddy. He can go on the end. He's pretty meaty. Let's see, here's another big daddy. He'll go down here. That's another medium big daddy. We'll do it like that. I'm not necessarily counting and being perfectly even because some of the pieces aren't even. But I do want to space them out. So I can already tell you I've got room. I'll move this guy over here, which allows me to space this out just a little more. Yeah, that's good. This guy can go here. This guy can come out on the outside more. He's small but very meaty. All right, 400 degrees. Going in the oven, 400 degrees. I've got my rack kind of just in the middle. And I've told y'all I'm not going to walk and put my food in the oven. You know what that looks like. You do it all the time. All right. Y'all know I'm not being a jerk. I've told y'all that. I'm just, come on, with the every minute minute of a video showing every technique. All right. Back on track. 400 degree oven for in between 40 and 50 minutes. I'm probably going closer to an hour because I'm doing extra wings than what's in the recipe down below. You go by what's down below. And then there's a secret, so stay tuned. There is a secret that we're going to do. So when it's been probably an hour, I'll bring you back. Okay, let me show y'all how to make a quick little wing sauce for this. First of all, I have half a cup, and you can adjust this up if you like yours extra saucy. This is just right for us. So I'm using half a cup of your choice of hot sauce. You can use the Trapeze, you use Tabasco. Tabasco might be a little hair hot. You might want to tone that down. Frank's hot sauce, anything like that that you like, Louisiana hot sauce. And I'm using Trapeze tonight because I had that big old bottle and I'm almost out of Tabasco and I got to get me some more. And I'm out of Louisiana. All right, I've got 5 tablespoons of butter and I just kind of cut them into chunks to help it melt quicker. I have about a teaspoon and a half, I don't know, white vinegar and a good splash of Worcestershire sauce, okay? W sauce, as I've heard some call it. I'm throwing in, I'm going to start with a couple of teaspoons of just brown sugar. And you can use whatever seasoning you want. You can just use salt and pepper if you want to. You can skip pepper, whatever you want. I'm just throwing in a little of my Hey Hetty house seasoning. And if I didn't say that before, I'll put a link somewhere. But I'll for sure have it down below. All right. And as soon as we're going to heat this up and get this butter melted, so I'll bring you back for just because of time. I'll bring you back when this butter melts, okay? All right, as you can see, I brought it up just to a quick boil. I immediately cut the fire out. I went ahead and added the rest of the brown sugar in. You can tweak that, you can leave it out, it's totally optional. And a lot of these amounts are going to go by the hot sauce you choose. Okay, as we all know, some are hotter than others. This is just my little quick sauce. I have a couple of different recipes, but this is an easy beginner sauce. And that's it. I'm gonna put the lid on this, take it off the heat, and when those wings are done, I'll bring you back. Alrighty, so for me, it's been right at an hour. Okay, like I said, 400-degree oven. And I didn't take them both out because I'm just gonna tell you what I'm gonna do next. This is going back in the oven. In the meantime, I've cut my oven down to 200 degrees. And I'm gonna let these just sit in there at 200 for in between 30 and 45 minutes. I'm gonna check them at 30, and if they're where I want them, it makes them extra crispy. And that's what that baking powder also is for. It helps crisp up that skin. So when that has happened, and I'm bringing them out for the final time, we'll finish up the video. I'll see you then. Look, they set in the oven, y'all. I snuck a taste off of one. Not over here, it's gone. I ate it. Look at these. They're so, look at that. You can serve them just like that. They're gorgeous. They're crispy. They're just like you like them. All right, so here's the last step. Here's our salt. The sitting in the oven and adding that baking powder, y'all. If you've ever wanted crispy wings, there you go. Now you can serve the sauce as a dipping sauce, but I just take my sauce and I just go for it. Give it a light toss. These are still quite warm. Give it a nice little toss. Evenly. All right, and look, got the classic ready. Got me some ranch. Yes, that's my ranch. Right up here somewhere, I'll put a link to my ranch dressing. Got classic celery. Look at this, y'all. What is wrong with this? Whether it's game night or anytime. If you're wanting some wings, come on now. You can't go bad with this. Look at this. That's gorgeous. Look at that. I eat them. I'm gonna eat them. Alrighty, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you make some. And if you do, let me know how you liked it. Remember, the hot sauce is for you to tweak. It's really for you to tweak. You don't have to use my Hey Hetty house seasoning, although it is so easy to make. And if you make it once, I think you'll always have it in the house. All right. And I'm not just saying that because it's my mix that I have cultivated over the years. It truly is mine. I'm pretty proud of it, and I love it, and I highly recommend it. So again, there'll be a link below, and somewhere in this video there'll be a link to the house seasoning. All right. I'm gonna go eat and serve the kids and my husband and everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye.